Okay, so in last lecture, we have discussed about the parasitic capacitances related to the MOS transistor. Okay, now in this lecture, we are going to talk about the small signal model for the MOS transistor. Okay, now this concept you might have studied related to BJT also. Small signal model for the BJT, small signal model for the field effect transistor, that is FET. And even this part also you might have studied in your ECAD subject, second year. Small signal model for the MOSFET also. Now, first thing is, at the start of this unit, we have discussed one crucial point, that whether you should consider this MOSFET or BJT or FET as a linear device or non-linear device. So all of you have answered it's a non-linear device, right? But actually, it's not fully non-linear device. Neither it's a linear device. We are making it as a piecewise linear device. Basically, it's a non-linear device. Okay, fine. But for the analytical purpose, we have, because see, how you are going to analyze any circuit. Any circuit. What tools do you have? You have KVL, KCL, superposition theorem, Ohm's law, right? Current divider rule, voltage divider rule, all that. With the help Norton's theorem, Thevenin's theorem, right? So basically, all these theorems are meant for the linear circuit only. But now your transistor or even MOSFET or in your FET is a non-linear circuit. Now, how to apply the linear theorems onto the non-linear circuit? Answer is no. It is not possible to apply linear theorems onto the non-linear circuit. Now, what is solution to this? Now, how to carry out the mathematical analysis of this non-linear circuit? This is the big question, because whatever the tools that you have with you, that is Thevenin, Norton, superposition, KVL, KCL, Ohm's law, all these tools are meant for the linear circuits only. But these semiconductor devices are non-linear because its graph tells us it's a non-linear graph. Now, how to carry out the mathematical analysis of this non-linear circuit with the help of linear tools? बरोबर आहे. एवढं तरी तुम्हाला माहित असेल, कुठलंही एखादं तुम्हाला अनालिसिस करता म्हणजे तुम्ही काय करता, हे सगळे थेरम वापरून यू आर डिरायव्हिंग द करंट इक्वेशन, यू आर डिरायव्हिंग द व्होल्टेज इक्वेशन फॉर दॅट पर्टिक्युलर पार्ट. बरोबर आहे का नाही? हेच करता तुम्ही. अनालिसिस करता म्हणजेच तुम्ही काय करता, राईट? यू आर applying the Thevenin theorems means what you are doing? You are calculating the VTH and RTH, Thevenin voltage and Thevenin resistor. हेच तुम्ही calculate करता. You are applying Norton theorem means what? You are calculating the IN and RN, Norton current and Norton resistance. Right? You are applying, say, some voltage divider rule means what you are doing? You are actually calculating the voltage at each point or each node of that circuit. This is what the voltage divider rule. पण हे सगळे linear circuit साठी you can apply it very easily. But how to use these tools to the non-linear circuit? Practically it is not possible. Then what solution you can have? मग आता तुमच्याकडे सोल्युशन काय? सोल्युशन असं आहे की टूल्स तर फिक्स आहेत. तुम्ही नॉन लिनियर साठी काय स्पेशल टूल यू कॅनॉट इन्व्हेंट. Okay, you have to use these tools only. Otherwise, you will not get the current equation, voltage equation, nothing. You cannot able to get that. Now, what solution you can have is, you can convert this non-linear circuit into a piecewise linear circuit and then apply these linear tools to that piecewise linear circuit, and so that then you can get the different current and voltage equations with the help of linear tools. This is the only solution. And how to convert that, or that converted model, is known as small signal model. Non-linear circuit analysis साठी जे मॉडेल तुम्ही पीस वाइज लिनियर मॉडेल जे बनवता त्या मॉडेलला म्हणतात त्याचं स्मॉल सिग्नल मॉडेल. Now, why the name small signal and what is to do with the its piecewise linearity? Now, if you observe the curve of a simple PN junction diode, it's like what we can say, elliptical curve. It is somewhat elliptical curve you will get. Now quiescent point will lies at the bottom side of that curve, which is the very non-linear region. But now if you choose that middle linear region, right, and you can shift your quiescent point at that medial region, now you will get the piecewise linear region of PN junction diode also. And there you can apply your linear theorems, linear tools, and you can derive different current and voltage equations. But to get that linear region, your applied voltage level should be such a small that you can say that that voltage level is between that linear part only. That means whatever the signal or whatever the voltage that you are going to apply, its amplitude should be such a small that non-linear IV curves can be considered as a piecewise linear curve, and that model is known as small signal model. And this small signal is for the small amplitude applied input voltage. It is in microvolts or in some cases millivolts also. म्हणजे जर का तुम्ही तुमची इनपुट लेवल स्मॉल केली, so if you plot the IV curve of that particular graph, now your Q point is shifted by adding some DC level to that linear region, and now you apply your small signal voltage. Now it is exactly linear. जेवढं इनपुट अप्लाय केले तेवढंच तुम्हाला आउटपुट मिळतं. पण हे कधी शक्य आहे? जेव्हा तुमची इनपुट एम्प्लिट्यूड किंवा इनपुट व्होल्टेज त्याचा एम्प्लिट्यूड आहे, इट शुड बी व्हेरी स्मॉल. अँड दॅट्स वाय this model is known as small signal model. Clear? That means if you limit your input signal to a relatively small amplitude in terms of microvolts or millivolts, then this non-linear IV curves can be considered as a piecewise linear curve. Of course, you have to shift the Q point also there by adding some DC level. तुम्ही by DC bias का add करता? If you able to recall the basic concepts of the semiconductor devices, then you can have the clear idea of this. तुम्ही कुठल्याही सेमीकंडक्टर सर्किट मध्ये DC किंवा बायस व्होल्टेज काय अप्लाय करता? कारण तो तुमचा Q पॉइंट जो असतो, you have to shift that to a linear portion. And whose job is this? That DC voltage. DC voltage will uplift that Q point to the linear region, and now you can apply your input voltage. That will be very small, and you will get a piecewise linear model. And that model is known as small signal model. Now, to this model, you can easily apply your all linear tools. That means Thevenin, Norton, superposition, KVL, KCL, voltage divider, current divider, Ohm's law, anything you can apply. पण हे कुठं त्या पीस वाइज लिनियर सर्किटलाच अप्लाय करू शकता. नॉन लिनियर सर्किटला इट इज नॉट पॉसिबल. म्हणजे स्मॉल सिग्नल मॉडेल का घ्यायचं? त्याचे 3 मेन रिझन्स आहेत. टू लिनियराइज सर्किट, व्हेरी स्ट्रॉंग रिझन. ऑफकोर्स, कारण सगळे सेमीकंडक्टर सर्किट हे नॉन लिनियर आहेत. आपण लिनियर थेरम्सनी नॉन लिनियर सर्किटचं अनालिसिस करू शकत नाही. मग त्यासाठी तुम्हाला काय करावं लागेल? तुम्ही थेरम्स तर बदलू शकत नाही, मग तुम्हाला तुमचं सर्किट पीसवाइज लिनियर करावं लागतं. दॅट मीन्स फर्स्ट पर्पज इज टू लिनियराइज द सर्किट. दिस इज द फर्स्ट इम्पॉर्टंट थिंग. सेकंड थिंग, लिनियर सर्किट्स आर मच इझियर टू वर्क विथ. कारण का? वी हॅव टूल्स. वी हॅव थेवेनिन्स थेरम दॅट वी कॅन इझिली अप्लाय. We have superposition theorem that also we can easily apply. Non-linear analysis is much complex and it's very uncertain. The results are very uncertain and it's a non-linear. There is no linear proportion between the input and output, so you cannot predict the output in case of non-linear circuits. And that's why non-linear circuit analysis is very complex, and it's very difficult to come to the conclusion or the final output. But as compared to the non-linear circuit, linear circuits are very easily analyzed. Why it can be easily analyzed? Because we have tools. for non-linear circuits, there is no such specific tools. You have to go for trial and error method. Non-linear circuit analysis साठी कुठलं specific tool available नाहीये, right? So you have to go for a trial and error method. But for a linear circuit analysis, we have a specific tools. You have a Ohm's law, you have a KVL, you have a KCL, you have a Thevenin theorem, superposition, Norton theorem, many more is there again. It is not case that these are the only theorem. There are many more theorems. That means with the help of these linear tools, linear circuit analysis is very easy, and that's why we should go for or we should prefer to linearize any circuit which is non-linear. This is the second purpose. Point number 3. How to achieve this now? The question is how to achieve this piecewise linear model. So if you reduce its input amplitude level, and if you shift the quiescent point to the piecewise linear section, then whatever the input and output that you will get, it is somewhat, or you can say it will follow a piecewise linearity principle. It will follow a piecewise linearity principle. And for that purpose, you have to limit your input signal to a relatively small amplitude, and now your non-linear IV curves can be considered as a piecewise linear curve, and that model is known as small signal model. And now that model can be easily analyzed by using linear tools or linear theorems. Now that small signal model is, you can consider it's a linear version of that non-linear circuit. And now you can apply your linear theorems on that small signal model, and you can come to the different conclusions, right? So this is what the small signal model in case of MOS transistor, right? So you have, as MOSFET is a voltage control device, so at the input side you can see the voltage, and at the output side you can say a dependent current source, right? This is symbol for the dependent current source. That means what? This current is controlled by this VGS. You can see here GM into VGS. That means what? This current is controlled by the input voltage. That's why we are saying MOSFET as a voltage control device, right? So for a linear region and for the saturation region, depending upon the condition of VGS and IG, you can have these many different equations for IDS, for GDS, for GM, right? This is for the linear region. In case of saturation region, again you can have these many equations: IDS, GDS, and GM, right? So this is about the small signal model of the MOS transistor. Clear with this? Now, next point of our discussion is pass transistor. Okay, now what is this pass transistor? Okay, what are the advantage of this pass transistor logic over transistor logic? So this point we will discuss in the next lecture. For today we will stop here. If you have any query, you can ask me right now.